36 hours after senior Bengaluru journalist Gauri Lankesh was murdered in cold blood, no leads have been found in the case yet. Pressure continues to mount on Siddaramaiah government and the police as Gauri Lankesh's killers roam free, even as an SIT has been formed to probe the case. There is no breakthrough in the murder case. Police have access to CCTV footage from various locations and are analyzing them to try and trace the assailants. Police sources also told India Today that CCTV from Gauri's residence is crucial to the probe. The footage shows a man wearing a black jacket and a helmet before and shooting the journalist. The police are exploring all angles, including ideological differences and long-pending land dispute between Gauri Lankesh and her brother Indrajit Lankesh. Political slugfest set to intensify between the BJP and the Congress over Gauri Lankesh's killing. BJP has now launched Killer Karnataka campaign against the Siddaramaiah government. The party has also released a list of killing and mysterious deaths of officers during the Congress regime. This move comes after Congress alleged Gauri Lankesh's murder was a result of ideological tussle. Meanwhile, BJP has also demanded for a CBI probe into the case. To remind you, it's been 2 days since Gauri Lankesh was killed. The police is still struggling to find breakthroughs. Well, now, India Today's correspondent Anisha Soni has broken down for us how and when strong and outspoken journalists were silenced.
After the brutal killing of Gauri Lankesh, we get you a complete report on the killings that we have seen journalists in the past. Rajdev Ranjan killed in Bihar 2016. Nitish headed Congress-led government in the state of Bihar. He in fact even moved the Supreme Court. Then there is Karan Mishra, who was killed in the state of Uttar Pradesh 2016. Akhilesh Yadav-led SP government was in power then. Then there is the 2015 brutal murder of Jagendra Singh. He was in fact burnt alive. The only witness in this case made a U-turn. No, the investigation could not reach a proper conclusion. Akhilesh-led government again in power. MVN Shankar, he was murdered in the state of Andhra Pradesh, and in his case there was the oil mafia which was involved. Chandrababu Naidu-led the TDP government was in power. Again, no investigation and no proper the result which has come out. Then there is Tarun Acharya, who was murdered in Odisha. The BJP government was in power again. The entire manner in which the probe was conducted was questioned. Then there is Sai Reddy. He was killed by the Naxals allegedly. The death of the news was reported much later. Congress government was in power. And in all these cases, the common thread is that even here in Rajesh Sharma, who was killed in UP in 2013, SP government was in power, that the investigation has, not had the trust of the people, and especially of the people, the journalists and the activist community, all have raised questions on the manner in which the probe was conducted. Internationally, journalists are finding voice now for more protection, but in a country where even witness protection is something that we are still hoping for, the cause of journalists who do clearly a very risky job is a forgotten case.
Well, India Today attempts to reconstruct the sequence of events leading to Gauri's death. Take a look.
A murder in cold blood that has paralyzed Bengaluru and shocked the country. Gauri Lankesh, one of Karnataka's best-known journalists, bumped with bullets in the darkness outside her home. What happened on Tuesday night? How was Gauri Lankesh murdered? On Tuesday evening at 7 p.m., Gauri left her newspaper office at Bengaluru's busy Gandhi Bazaar area. She went straight home, reaching at the ideal home layout in the upscale Raja Rajeshwari Nagar about an hour later. Gauri had installed 4 CCTV cameras in her house, 2 in the front, 1 in the basement and 1 in the backyard. Gauri had reason to be on the alert. Police sources say that Gauri had mentioned to her family that she suspected people wandering near her house. The house had a vacant plot behind it, with vegetation, a possible hiding place for Gauri's killer. At 8 p.m. on Tuesday, Gauri Lankesh reached her home. Gauri, 55 years old, used to stay alone in this duplex house. At least one killer, a man in a black jacket and helmet, was hiding and waiting, a pistol in his hand. As Gauri unlocked the gate to her house, the killer sprang from the darkness, first firing 2 shots directly at Gauri. When these 2 shots missed, Gauri screamed and began to run up the driveway to her front door. The killer or killers then fired 5 more bullets. 2 hit Gauri in the back and 1 in the chest. Gauri collapsed on her veranda. She is likely to have died seconds or minutes later. The killer or killers then likely fled on a motorcycle. The police say only 1 killer may be involved, but hasn't ruled out the possibility of more.
We got the CCTV footage. The footage shows one single individual firing at her, and when she stops in front of her house, the car, and when she was walking towards her house, the individual who was wearing a helmet, then he is seen firing at her. Then after seeing her injuries, he collapses down.
The murder of Gauri Lankesh, a senior and veteran journalist, has shocked the entire nation. But here's what the cop could actually identify and could find, through their evidence, could find out what exactly happened. We are standing right in front of her house, 473/A, and that is a Porsche where they found the body of Gauri Lankesh. And there, the body had carried 3 bullet wounds which could have caused to her death. And if you could see the wall over there, you could see a kind of like a number written 13 with something drawn it. That could be the 4th bullet that struck the wall.
One thing remains certain. The assassin knew Gauri Lankesh's every movement, knew her timings, knew the layout of her home. Gauri was followed, stalked closely, and under the cover of darkness, right outside her home, riddled with bullets. The only question now: who killed Gauri Lankesh? Who ordered the murder? Why was Gauri killed? How long before the killer is identified? Bureau Report, India Today.
Senior journalist Gauri Lankesh murder has sent shockwaves across the country. Sri Ravi Shankar spoke to India Today, says it was such an unfortunate incident.
Shri, I want to begin by asking you that after what has happened in Bengaluru, a city that you are yourself attached to, and after what has happened with the likes of Gurmeet Singh and Dera Sacha Sauda, is it not a time when there is deep cynicism about religion as a whole and also godmen and people who use religion to perpetrate violence?
It's so painful, yes. In some sections of society, you know, the fear definitely has come because of what has happened. I mean, it's unthinkable that a spiritual person could do such hideous crime in such a garb. I mean, it's such a blot on spirituality. I'm so sorry to say this. Such a thing has happened in this country.
And which is why, Shri, these godmen or so-called religious gurus or people who run Hindu organizations, they're actually misusing religion, Hinduism. Should they all not be brought under some kind of net? Why shouldn't there be better monitoring of exactly who a Hindutvavadi is or who a godman or godwoman is?
Yes, I think there should be a body which watches over the affairs of all the ashrams and mutts, whenever there is any such, even a slightest clue. There should be some, I think, some body or some governing body, some body which can direct people on this. Because it's playing on the faith of people. That's so unfortunate. Today, large section of society is getting into depression, suicidal tendencies, where spirituality is the answer, and world is looking towards India for spiritual solace. And in that, वो कहते ना कि दूध में मक्खी गिर गया जैसे, like that, if it is happening in this country, it is absolutely painful.
But Shrishi, they are more than just doodh mein makhi. These are people who are engaging in violence. These are vigilantes. These are gundas, and they're all claiming to speak for a religion.
You know, we must treat the criminal elements as criminal elements. If criminal elements get in garb of religion or spirituality, we should not blame the entire religion or spiritual field for that. We must identify them as anti-social criminal elements and isolate them, whichever field they are. See, if there are people like that in the field of law, or in the field of medicine, or in politics, you will always isolate them. The same in the case of religion or spirituality also.
But the difference is, Shrishi, that these vigilantes, they speak for a religion. They are doing whatever they are doing under the garb of being spokespersons or enforcers of a certain ideology. Are there not misconceptions then being spread about what Hinduism, for example, is all about?
But it should not be clumped, all should be clumped together one and say the whole religion is hocus pocus, and that type of thing is a wrong thing to do. There is already so much prejudice about Hinduism, about Hindu saints especially. They are only called as godmans and these derogatory terms in this country, and we still continue that colonial mindset of downgrading Indian spirituality, and these incidences make it worse in this scenario.
So, but because Shrishi, it is being claimed that Gauri Lankesh was killed, was silenced only because she spoke out against what Hindutva is now projected as right wing. She spoke out against the right wing, or rather the right wing bigots.
Yeah, as I said, this is wrong. This is an onslaught on democracy. Journalists in this country are respected. They are free. They are free to have their opinion. They must be free. Continue to, air their opinion fearlessly. And this has been the tradition of this country from ages. We never issued fatwas on journalism. We have never said you should not talk against any particular religion or caste or philosophy in this country. We must uphold these values which are unique to India. And these sort of assault on journalism and on journalists is unpardonable. They should be given their proper cell in the prison immediately.
But isn't the pluralism disappearing now? There seems to be, or as Rahul Gandhi put it today, there is only one voice that is being heard. An attempt is being made to silence all the other voices. Let me ask you about Bengaluru in particular. Bengaluru, for that matter, Karnataka. Are they becoming intolerant one by one, each state?
No, I think, I see this happening, whether it's Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Karnataka, Bangalore or Bengaluru. One thing is there that there are anti-social elements, criminal elements, and they should be booked. And I would request people, please do not think these people are sane or belonging to religion or religious people. Religious people will never do any such crime. They will not be in that state of intolerance or anger or hatred to that extent to go and kill somebody.
Then who are the people who are attacking rationalists? Who are the people who kill Narendra Dabolkar? Who are the people who kill Govind Pansare?
I have no idea. As journalists, you must be able to identify them. There are antisocial elements for sure, and that's why they are doing this work, this sort of thing, and they must be punished severely.
No, but then why is it that only people who are of a certain thinking are being silenced?
Similarly, the religious people, Hindu religious leaders are attacked and killed in Tamil Nadu on a regular basis. In the last 11 months, so many Hindu religious leaders have been attacked and killed. And similarly in Kerala also, many religious leaders are attacked. Whether it's either religious leaders are being attacked or like these journalists who are speaking against superstitions are getting attacked. I feel these are elements, in whichever part they are, whichever side they take, they must be punished.